to get your first apartment, and the steps and tips you guys will need to stay successful in maintaining you guys' first apartment. So let's get straight. As you guys can tell, I had to make a list of everything we're gonna talk about in this video based off of my personal experiences and how it's going for me, and I'm here to share my tips with y'all. If you don't know how to save, start saving. Because when I say save, I mean like literally save, because you have a lot of responsibilities. Once you move out your parents' house, you're gonna have a lot of responsibilities, and saving is like vital. I don't know how many times I could probably say that throughout this video. Save. Like, don't just go sprawling on clothes and all of that. Save. Like, save. Like, when I tell y'all, if y'all don't know how to save, you won't know how to save when the responsibilities start hitting. Like, for real, just save money. Like, even just $5, putting $5 a week, $10 a week, or just $100 a week out of your paycheck, or $100 every other week out of your paycheck, and just saving that money up. Or don't spend unnecessary money if you do not have to. Put that into a savings. If you are a person that's like, I share my checking and savings in the same account, and you're always gonna like feel frequent to like check your savings or take money out of your savings, go to your local bank, tell your bank to put a lock onto that savings, and for certain requirements, meaning you can go to your bank and say, hey, can there be a lock on this account, such and such, reasons it doesn't get touched, only money can come in and money can't come out until a such and such time period. You can do that boundary to knowing, I'm receiving money, I'm gonna put it right into my savings, but at the end of the day, even if you didn't have any more money in your checking account, it's not like you could take it out of your savings because it is unlocked. The only way you can get it unlocked is if you go to your bank, meaning it has to be within that time period that you said that you want it unlocked, if you get what I'm saying. So credit is very important. Now, for most people who do not have credit, do not look into like these major name banks. I would say look into like the lower name banks. Like, for example, Chime was very low before everybody even knew about it. Now everybody's on it, but I've had Chime for a very long time, and I've used their savings, I use their checkings and their credit. I would suggest getting onto their credit. I've been able to build my credit past 700 within less than 6 months. Literally, stay on time with your payments, buy little things like a phone bill. I do not mean a phone bill that is like $100 and more. A phone bill that's like $50 a month, make 2 payments on that, which means break it up. Do not pay it in full. So what I mean by that, when, for an example, with any credit company, not just Chime, if you want your credit to build up faster, what I would suggest is say pay your phone bill, pay on like Xfinity bill, pay your internet bill, say it's $100, pay $50 1 week, and like the other 2 weeks before that bill is due, pay the other $50. Now, I do not suggest spending more than $100 within your first 3 months on your credit bill at all. The thing when it comes to credit, pay your bills on time, pay it early if you can, so you can get your reports on like how your credit is doing, making sure that you're keeping up to date and on task. Now, for checking credit, I would suggest use things like Wallet Hub, use things like Credit Karma, sign up for those things and get into it. Trust me, it saves y'all a whole lot of a headache. Figure out what city you want to live in. Figure out if the city is expensive. Is this a city that you can afford to live in? You do not just want to go to a city just because your friends are going there, just because the hype is there. Think about you, because at the end of the day, you're the one that is responsible for paying those bills. So figure out, is this a city that you're able to maintain to live in? Is this a city that you can like transport yourself from work every day? Like, think about the things that are very important that are to you, because when you don't, you're gonna end up being screwed in the end. Figure out what jobs are out there. Go on Indeed, look out what jobs is out there, what is the minimum wages out there. Think about like, is this job, like for most people they think, oh, this is a nice job, let me just apply. Nice doesn't pay your bills. It's nice to love a job while working there, yes, to work a job that you would actually love, yes, but does it pay your bills? Does it not only just pay your bills, do you have money left over? You feel me? Like, you don't want to just live paycheck to paycheck. That's not what you want to do. You want to be able to have a job that can pay for your bills and still have money left over, considering like you would have to pay for things like rent, food. You would have to pay for things like if car maintenance needs to be done, like furnishing your first apartment. Like, this is why saving is important. This is why it's important to find a job that can provide those types of things. Budgeting is very important, specifically when you're making a long-term payment on something and just trying to level up in life with a larger amount of money that you would have to spend in the future coming. So budgeting is very important. You have to figure out what your monthly expenses are, yearly expenses, like then you have to have money like left over for emergency money. Now this is very important when I say budgeting. Now just because you see it in your account does not mean you have to spend it, and that means that when you just let it sit there, let it be. You have to remember at the end of the day, you're saving for a bigger goal. Now, for most people, they can say, yeah, I got my savings in there, it's there. Now, what? You get a big paycheck and then you take some money out of your savings and you go spend it? Okay, think about what more could come out of that savings. If you keep saving it, you can potentially pay like what? 3 or 4 times of your rent within a year, and you won't have to worry about that rent bill. Like, this is why it's very important to save and budget. Now, I would suggest before you guys even move out your parents' houses, have already at least 4 times to 3 times the rent already set. When I say that, it's specifically because most apartments come with security deposit and some come with just the rent and security deposit and rent. So that right there is already a lot of money. Then on top of that, you need to have other funds to be able to have food into your house when you first move in, like at least buy your beds and stuff, like necessarily things that you're gonna need when you first move into your apartment. Getting you guys a notebook that you're able to write everything that you will need to do within that month's term. Meaning, when you get a notebook, write what bills. As soon as you get your bill, write it down in a notebook. When is it due? What company is coming from? And see if you can use those with credit cards that will not go over $100 max. That can help a lot, especially when getting your first apartment. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to link them down below in this video. Or as you guys normally do, go on my Instagram, go on my YouTube, go on my Twitter, Facebook, and Messengers, and all of that on my social medias, and I will link them down below. And feel free to inbox me. I'm always active. Bye, you all.
Bad like Riri, slim, thick, double D. Better get it now, cause I swear it ain't another me. What I tell you, everything you got, that because of me.